Hickok 45 here with the old Krag carbine I carried in Cuba back in 1898. Oh man, such history. My favorite rifle. Let's just shoot the thing. Safety off. Oh yeah, this was always one of my favorites. I'm gonna go over there and hit a red plate on the left. Yep. Sights are still on. Take the one on the right. Oh boy, what a beaut. It has another round. So let's smoke some pot before we go too far. Whee, doggies. Nice. Yes, the Krag, the Krag, I think they said it, Krag-Jorgenson. But this is the Krag carbine, 1899. You've seen it before. You better have. I'll try to remember to link to the earlier video on it. We've done the Krag rifle and a couple with this carbine. I think it's just a cool rifle. There's no doubt about it. And I wanted to get it out. I haven't shot it in a good while. And I knew you all would never forgive me if I brought it out here without you all. You might have seen a picture I posted on it on Instagram. And oh man, I don't know, there's something about the Krag. The cool factor, you know, with some firearms is just off the scale. And for me, this is one of them. The Krag, or the Krag-Jorgenson, it is off the scale. And the carbine especially, you know, the way they load and everything, and the smooth bolt. Many of you comment on that. If you have them, you know, there's just not another bolt action rifle with a smoother, you know, action. And part of that is just it's not exactly the you know, the Mauser action, and it doesn't have as many locking bolts and everything, but it is nice. It is just so smooth and so interesting, the way it works. Got a lot of criticism for the way it loads and even the cartridge and that kind of thing, as compared with the Mauser at the time. You know, and we got into the Spanish-American War, and you know, that Mauser, I guess that one was a 7mm. It just loaded a little faster. Bullet cartridge had a little more punch to it and that kind of thing. But by and large, you read, from what I've read, it wasn't just a totally trashed rifle. It wasn't like everybody hated it that used it. A lot of people liked it because it was used for a good while. I mean, basically, it started out in 1892. I think nobody really had them until 1894. And then up and even to World War I. And whenever we needed extra rifles, this thing was around. So it wasn't. I didn't shoot the round, the cartridge that the Out 3 Springfield was chambered for. As part of the issue there, you don't want rifles with 5 different chamberings, of course, in war, in battle. Is the 3040 Krag, but again, yeah, it's not a 30-06, but it's a trucking at about 2,000, 2,200 feet per second or something. It's nothing I want to get hit by, but just an incredibly interesting rifle to me, and I think to a lot of you all. And they've been used, they've been sporterized, they've been turned into hunting rifles, and of course it could be a hunting rifle the way it is, with scopes put on them and everything else. Very distinctive rifle. I mean, there's no mistaking it. If you're at a gun show and you see that, yep, okay, it's a Krag. Yep, and it's just a matter whether it's a carbine or a full-length rifle. And this is the model 1899. So this one, I know a lot of you believed me at the beginning there, but this one was not involved in the Spanish-American War, 1898. You see, it's the model 1899. This one was made in 1892 or 3. The actual gun was, I forgot now. I've looked it up, but it's one of those 2 years. And it might have been in the Philippines, during the problems there. But just so cool. I think the people of Kentucky, because I found this at a gun show in Kentucky several years back, and I'd always kind of wanted one. I'm gonna load him up, and most of you have seen this. Now I'm gonna put down the magazine cutoff there, so I can load one round at a time if I want to, and I can fire it. Let's pretend it's a single shot. I'll get the safety on there, but okay. So it's ready to shoot. Let's shoot that water jug right there. Woo-hoo! Now, of course, the real value in that is I can, which I didn't do, is I can load it up. I've shown you all this before. I could put the 5 rounds in or 4 or whatever, and close it up. And it's not going to pick up a round. It's just going to pick up the ones I put in there. If I'm at some distance or whatever, firing upon the enemy, I can just put a round in there. Maybe I'm even prone position. I'm really trying to get an accurate shot, and I'm not in immediate threat of being overrun or anything like that. Then I just want to take carefully aimed shots. I've got rounds handy. I put another one in because I want to keep my magazine full in case I am attacked. Okay, but I can flip that back up, and it'll start picking up rounds just like that. See? Hey, there's some more pot to smoke right there. Dog is. I didn't put my rubber extender on the back, so I'm challenged in length of pull. But you notice I have all orange 2-liters. I have blue ones out here occasionally, like a bunch of blue ones in honor of Kentucky. Here I am standing in Tennessee, and I just really forget about Tennessee, sometimes. So I thought in honor of Tennessee, I'd use orange. How's that? Let's shoot one of those. And it's empty. Oh, you know what? I've got a couple in my pocket. I'll load it real quick. Pop them in there. They had chargers for these that you could actually load 4 or 5, kind of stick them in there. Oop, I keep dropping them. Yeah, I can see the value of that, right? And in fact, somebody told me the chargers, I think, for the Swiss rifle, were used or could be used for it. All right, let's finish off our tribute to Tennessee. Takes care of business. And let's put a couple on this target. Let's put one on it for now because it's empty. Good old bolt action 5-shot. Yeah. I mean, that is just the coolest rifle. It might be the coolest rifle, whatever cool means, that I own in a lot of ways. There's just nothing like it, and it's a smooth action. It's a cool bolt gun, and it's actually a military rifle, assault rifle, that was used somewhere, maybe the Philippines, I don't know. And little did they know, the folks putting it together at Springfield, doing the fitting, that it would eventually be used here on the Hickok 45 range to kill 2-liters, the real purpose of it. You see, I got out the Colt New Army 1892 out because, quite possibly, a soldier would have been carrying that in a holster while they were carrying the Krag. 38 long Colt. You might have seen that if we've done a video on it yet. If we haven't done a video on it, you probably have not seen it yet. So got some rounds in the box magazine there. All right, let's shoot that red plate in the middle. Boom. It's got a really fine front sight. I mean, fine in terms of small, and you can just put it right on whatever you're shooting at if you can see it. Boom. And the sights are right on. Right on. What else? Oh, here's a tin can or a spray paint can that needs to be addressed. Did I hit it? Okay, it's just empty. Right through it. Didn't do anything else. Okay. We might shoot one more time here. Load her up one more time. So yeah, it found its way after over 100 years, 115 years or so, to the Hickok 45 range, where it could be retired by taking out 2-liters and banging red plates and bottles of water It's kind of like an old horse or something that's just retired to the pasture. It doesn't have to get shot at, or anybody carrying it, I hope. Just a beautiful old rifle, and made at the Springfield Armory. There it is. Just so cool. As I've said before, it's just so neat to be able to have these rifles, these handguns, whatever they are, that are old military rifles and handguns, because they still do what they always did. They still function the same way, just as effectively as they ever were, and fun to shoot. No doubt about it. If you've not discovered the pleasures of a good old bolt gun, I feel sorry for you. I really do. Just think of the history. Now, some of these I've read people say, yeah, you got to get these in there just right, or get rim lock and all that. I've never really had much trouble with that. They seem to go right in, put safety on, lock it up. Okay, so we'll empty those 5. And yeah, and again, this was these Krag carbines. Teddy Roosevelt was able to get his hands on these for his Rough Riders in Cuba, and because he was the Assistant Secretary of the Navy or whatever, he had some pull, so he was able to get these. Well, a lot of soldiers down there, the volunteers and everybody, were carrying the old trapdoor Springfield, 45-70, shooting black powder, and these were smokeless, of course. So, all right, let's put another one on the target. Safety off. Woo! Boom. And there's a little bit of that pot left there. I want to take him out. Yeah, smoke a little more of that. And then go over there to the red plate with the sun shining on it. Perfect. Yeah, appreciate that. Mother Nature. And, oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and put one on the gong. I don't think it'll damage it. It's AR 500 now. Boom. Hit it pretty hard. You see it rocking. All right, I think that was the last one. It was. So I guess I really can't slobber over this thing anymore. I'm glad that you all came out. And whenever you're watching this, and you probably know when you're watching it, I don't. But it's just a cool rifle. If you're not familiar with these, check out the earlier video or two. I'll link to at least one of them, but find them all. Surely by now everybody knows how to search YouTube, a YouTube channel. We have a video on that, FAQ video on that even. Eddie, I think it's number 54. These, because I go into more of the history and everything. This is chapter 2, mainly for shooting. But it's such a unique and interesting rifle, it's hard not to just talk about it and repeat myself. There's just something about an old rifle like this. If you're someone who likes good old wood and steel rifles, this is the ultimate. I like all kinds, polymer and everything, but I really like these. And ammo for these, again, is not cheap, and it's not readily available. There's only 1 or 2 companies still making it, and the Federal doesn't do that. We appreciate all the help we do get from Federal. I think I didn't thank them, even though we're not firing ammo from Federal in this, and didn't get it from Buds, of course, but we appreciate the help from budsgunshop.com. And don't forget to check the description or our website. If you're not a member of the NRA yet, you can join there at a discount. Okay, so just feast your eyes upon the history of this thing. And is that just beautiful or what? 3040 Krag, interesting round, interesting rifle, and glad to be able to bring it to you. Just glad you dropped by. Life is good.
Doing a little spring training, as I do here on the compound often. Since I've got you here, I want to remind you to check out our friends over at SDI and Talon Grips. SDI is a fully accredited online distance learning program where you can become certified in gunsmithing or get an associate's degree in firearms technology. That's SDI, the Sonoran Desert Institute. Go to sdi.edu for more information. Talon Grips is a company that makes grips. Big surprise there, right? You can check them out at talongungrips.com. They make various types of grips for various types of firearms that go over your existing grips. Go to the website talongungrips.com and see what all they have over there. We appreciate them and their support, and we hope that you support the companies that support us. Also, while you are on the internet, which I assume you are at this time, go to hickok45.com and check out everything we have over there. We have links to all of our social media, our merchandise, which you can find also at bunkerbranding.com. We have t-shirts and hats and mugs and drink koozies and different things like that. On social media, there is Hickok, the real Hickok45 on Instagram, Hickok45 on Twitter, Hickok45 on Facebook. There's also a page I have called John_Hickok45 on Instagram and John Hickok on Facebook. So please check all that stuff out when you get a chance. But watch some more videos. Have fun out there. Talk to you guys later.